The Out There channel, Robert and Paul.
Please sub and share.
Searching for the truth. UFOs, aliens, greys and ufology. Real images, real stories, real videos, real cases, researched and investigated by professionals in the field and cutting-edge discoveries. Multiple witnesses, abduction accounts brought to you by Team The Out There channel. Good to be back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Action.
Action.
Hey, we're back for another episode. A bit late today, but we'll see how we go. Who's out there? I think I saw someone pop up the side. Blaine, is it? Is that how you say your name? The Blaine and Plane. The Blaine. Game. Okay. Enough silliness. How's the volume sounding? It's a bit lower on my headset for some reason. You can never tell what Windows is going to do. Mix around with all the audio. So yeah, sky watching's been going pretty good with the new camera. But we got 4 days of rain now. So next week sometime we'll be at Skywatch number 7. And it's getting better and better as we get progress with the bits and pieces that we're getting overseas. To piece it all together on the cheap. We can only work on cheap rates in New Zealand. Everything's so expensive over here. Hey, I'll be here for a little bit. A little bit of blue chicken. Okay. So yeah, on with the show. Haven't managed to prepare anything, but I just saw some garbage coming up from security and the usual main offenders, so we need to put some proper truth to it all going, although I might be repeating myself, but let's go. Like I said, it's like they repeat stuff every year. I have to repeat myself every 3 months. So he's putting up lots of new videos. So where do we start on this one? Where was the last one we looked at? Okay. So, if you haven't seen it, Scott did actually answer this one eventually. So we'll just recap this one. The one with the fake moon buildings. Scott Brando has answered those as well.
Out of the way. Let's get...
How would you, as a higher intelligence...
Come on. I really hate I hate these player controls. They're too easy to click. They need to be further below the video, don't they? Instead of over the video. Should be an option. So let's start with the building. Let's see what we can find in Scott. We'll just play clips of Scott here, just to recap it. So you can hear it from another perspective, of course, instead of just me. And you see if it validates what I said. So you can always go to his Twitter account, or Twitter account, or Twits account. I suppose that's what it's named after. And generally you can find him debunking most of these type ones. Looks like some more garbage gone up since yesterday that he's addressing. Let's see, another UFO film. Nope, just another fake exposed. Okay, let's have a look at that one. Is that the one we're looking at? Let's see, you gotta click on it, then YouTube. Oh no, this is another one that came up. This one's fairly obvious. We're probably going to cover that one later, maybe. I suppose we could cover it now. Might be best to come back to that one. Looks like we're getting too many tabs again. That one's fairly obvious. Oh, I've gone close Scott's down. Damn it. Actually, I should have just gone to his YouTube then. That would have been a lot easier than searching through his feed. Go there. I think he's put up videos on both of them. Then his name. Then videos. So blast from the past, alien moon structure. And here we go. And I think that one's about the picture. Okay, we'll just do that one. Hoaxers and UFO grifters like security love to recycle crap. Disinformation at the best, huh? Yeah, he's got some music too. I don't think he ever talks on his videos for some reason, because he's Italian. Maybe he's a bit embarrassed about his voice, I don't know. First of all, what exposed by security is nothing new. It's something already shared and discussed a while ago. Yep, is it still going? Right. Here are some examples. These are the things that security have put up. Square block. So all him, all different channels. Many hoax promoters like Security, Scott C. Warren, and others love to share anomalies from Google Earth Moon. That was a bit quick reading. Comparison between what was said and shown by Security using Google Moon. Okay. He's probably talking.
From Apollo 15, and when I discovered this, it amazed me, and you're about to see why as we zoom in here. So the structure, or what I believe to be a structure, discovered on the top of a hill, directly in the center, almost dead center of this hill, I found to be located just a mile or two away from the Apollo 15 landing site where the astronauts were walking. And as we go over near the Eridus crater, you may notice it already, but you'll start to see a little white speck on this hill next to Eridus crater, which in my opinion, and in others that have seen this, could very well be some sort of alien base, or a base that we put there, or some sort of ancient ruin. But here we are, and this is indeed at the top of a hill. And the first thing I want you to notice is, aside from being a giant white square that looks totally out of place, and despite the object being at the very top of a hill that overlooks the Apollo 15...
This is the original footage, right? Remember how I talked about the color code? Looks like it's lost. But it turns out, I didn't realise, but the stitching errors can actually occur with the software even on Earth. And this is one example. So it's not lost data from transmission, it's this obviously data that sort of got corrupted while making up the map on Earth itself. You can see how white it is here. Whereabouts was he pointing to?
landing
Here, wasn't
site.
he?
What's most important is that this object has light and
So you can see there's no object, right, on the original photograph. This is the original source. I think you can look it up somehow through Google Earth, and it tells you what stitched images they used. So to me, that looks like the square up there. But this is the location. You can see it's totally clear. Although it has got that sort of whiteness to it. But you can see, like I said, you can see the crater through it. Right? You can see the crater through it here.
and shadow to it. Those are the two things that will allow you to know if something is a
So it just shows you there's bugs in all software.
three-dimensional object. It'll always have light, and it will always cast shadow.
Okay, so that's the zoom of the same location. Although this one looks like it's been squashed a wee bit. Certainly no square or rectangle building there. Okay. In fact, that looks like it here, sort of, doesn't it? You can sort of see a faint outline of something happening there. But that would be too big then. So I'm not sure how that error occurred, but there you go. That's why you look up the original source. That's why you do research and just fact check. So there you go. He's just totally busted there. And of course, it makes me mad when I read Security is a researcher in ufology. He's far from it, guys. He's never researched anything other than how to grift people. So let's go back to the other one, which is... right, so that same image, isn't it? It's further along.
To some interesting UFO footage. And
we go to the sky one now. This one here.
This was discovered to be lurking amongst these clouds all the way back in the mid-60s.
Now, if you zoomed in enough, there's a black blob right next door to this one, which you can't see because it's not so big. But Scott Brando has shown it here. Which is, turns out, I said it was probably dirt on the window or lens. The correction there would be that it's actually dirt on the slide. The cameras they use like slides with chemicals on it, emotion, sensitive to light, right? And that's why you get it peeling off the glass nowadays because it's getting old. So yes, when they're scanning it in, they got some dust on the scanner and didn't notice. And this here shows how they did. They posted a comment about it and said they're going to rescan it and clean it this time. So again, after the latest video published by Hoax Channel. Now he is a hoax because, as you know, he did the fake leaker ones and he also did a lot of photoshops. This old Apollo 9 picture is making the rounds again. I think I said it looked like Russian, but I must have missed the word Apollo because I wasn't sure whether his facts were correct or not, but we now know it's Apollo 9. I better mute that too. Okay, so there's the original photograph. I've posted it in the description of my last live I did with these guys. A dark triangle hidden by NASA for 50 years. Let's listen. Okay, here we go. Bullshit meter's up.
Here, and remember, this photo was taken from space, so you are looking at thousands upon thousands of miles from one end of the picture to the other. And just like in the past photos of the dark triangular craft seen above Earth in shuttle missions that happened many decades later, well, as we're zooming in, this was discovered to be lurking amongst these clouds all the way back in the mid-60s when this photo was taken. See that little dot there? That's our baby right there. I mean, this thing is virtually undetectable. Even when the photo is just halfway zoomed in, it's still hard to see. But when we go all the way in, we get yet another dark triangle UFO.
This old story was reshared by several English tabloids for their clickbait, which I contacted those guys and sent them links to Tyler being a scammer, as well as the correction to their story. Never heard back from them. So are they being paid off by Tyler? Who knows? But they've just got no morals. Even though they say in the articles, please contact if you know the solution. Yeah, right. They don't care about the correct solution. Okay, so there's the sun. And the mirror. Of course, that just gives them more subs from the gullible people out there that don't know anything better. As I said, it's an old case. It was already published by hoaxers like YouTubers Will Lease 2019 and Scott C. Warren 2020. And I have covered it before too, as I knew once I saw it. Old Scott Brando's starting to use the creepy music like the hoaxers do. I should mute that going. I'll probably get copyright on it. These hoaxers don't know that it's just an unprocessed 1,800 DPI scan from Apollo 9 magazine 22C by Project Apollo Archive, where we can see many similar artifacts, specks. Link in the description. Okay. I'll just carry on. So you go to the archive, you can download it. And have a good look at it yourself if you want to. Which makes sense. Now, they talk about it here, I think. 2004. You should get the reader to read it out for us. Let's see. Site working in tandem. Polar lunar surface. Planetary. Okay, so it must be down here. Apollo Hasselheld camera film magazines, which is glass, with chemicals on it, and Eric Jones and I began obtaining TIFF images, uncompressed high resolution versions of the new scans on DVD. These images were processed for inclusion on our website, including adjusting color, brightness levels, and reducing images in size to about 1000 dpi dots per inch. Okay, so that's where the project comes from. Digitizing things. So on those scans here are other specks. Okay, so the other photographs out there have the similar specks on. That's what they're saying here. Oh yeah, it's a TR3B. No. Looks like random specks. Yeah. And all the other slides too, right? Could be a bit of lint from the cleaning cloth they use. There's also white specks there, I see. Security also shared other images of alleged dark triangle. We've been over that one. And that's a fake. Fake. There you go. Small piece of thermal towel. So Scott put this out probably a day or two after I did my live show. So you can see he's totally in unison with what I said. But he's managed to find other proof images and stuff. So it's always good to see what else someone else comes up with. And the backs are up. Fake. So I'm not sure if there was another speck on that same image. I think there was. If I go to my page quickly, also put up an image on that from McQuest. So let's have a look. Down here somewhere. Here we go. Down here was it? So this we just looked up on the video there. Security versus actual. Nothing there. That's the actual image from the Apollo archives. So that was just an artifact that Google Earth produced from the original photograph. Alright, so loser. Keep on going. Loser again. Here we go. McQuest thing here. Looking at the same photograph. It's dirt on the scanned films. There's lots more. That's just the biggest bit. Okay, so if there's his original TR3B, right? And look, there's other specks, smaller specks. That you can't quite see unless you zoom right in. Alright, definitely specks there. So what's that one there? Hey, if that's meant to be a Black Ops craft, then what's that? You see what I mean? It sort of debunks it straight away. That other UFOs transporting with it, I guess, is what the believers will say. But anyway, that was Secure Team's one, totally different, right? So whereabouts is it's just cut off the edge of the frame here, look. That one. Oh no, it's there. It's just that you can't see it. See that? That's from Secure Team's one. It looks a lot more blurrier than the original. Because that's what Google does when it recompresses things in videos. Hopefully that's that one caught up with now. Going back. This one now. I hate that music. Okay, what's we got here? Fear-mongering. Signs of something coming and exciting news. Yeah, right. Are these guys still with us?
Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secure Team. Before we get to today's video, I want to share with you something pretty cool, which is that my most recent video regarding the black triangular...
Okay, so how's that cool? Disinformation to millions of people. It's good for him. More money in the pocket.
Unidentified object that was discovered sort of hiding in an old Apollo 9 mission photograph has been picked up by numerous online and international news outlets. I found out today, at least 5 I've seen thus far. The news
How much did you pay him, Tyler?
Story is actually one of the top stories when you Google UFO news, as you're seeing here. So we have hit the top stories on Google with anything related to a search of UFO news. Any publicity is good.
How come the bunkers don't hit the top news? Security faked for years. How about that for a title for a newspaper?
publicity. It was really cool to see news outlets out there actually picking up a video from a YouTuber and 10-year researcher like me, rather than what the mainstream media has been doing as of the past year or two, where they are focusing on their own UFO narrative. They have hidden channels like mine and others from the YouTube search results. So I'm happy. It gives me confidence in certain online news outlets, and that secure team is back in the game.
Yeah, because there's no confidence for them being honest and not still promoting fake news, obviously. Well, why would you put up a story there and not go out to get some balance in the article to the debunkers straight away and actually show them up instead?
Along with all of the other underground researchers that used to be the #1 search result. And by the way, in that
those underground researchers were more frauds like him. So Street Cap 1 was the one that used to zoom in, over enhance things, spin it around, crop it, and make it more UFO-like. I don't know who else out there. Mr. MBB. We've got a few of them, haven't we? Mavi777. Who else has been on the newspapers? Scott C. Warren and Underground. Well, I wouldn't say he was underground. He's over the top.
previous video, I just want you guys to know that I went back in, I forgot when I posted it, but the direct image source link to the photograph is in the video description.
And you know why? It's because he watched my live stream. He's always watching me. Well, people were sending him, hey, have a listen to this part.
Description as well as the pinned comment. I guess there was some question about whether this was from the Apollo 9 mission, and yes it was. As I said in that video, it was snapped by one of the astronauts when they were doing the Apollo 9 orbital mission with the lunar lander as they ramped up to actually go to the moon. So it was snapped during the Apollo 9 mission, and the link is there if you want to check it out.
And if he read these articles there that Scott brought up, it would have said talk about specks on the scanning.
So, pretty cool day. I have confidence again, and I just want to thank all of you guys for being such an awesome community. So, I want to show you just
You gullible with lots of money to throw at him.
Couple of little bits of UFO news, as well as news not directly related to the UFO phenomenon. The first of which is a new capture of yet another,
so
I love this topic, but yet
the recycled disinformation now. How many times must they keep going over the problem with Soho and Stereo B and A images from the satellite for the study in the sun are? We know there's a piece of lint that often floats in front of the sensor. Despite how clean they were with their white suits, still a bit of lint from their clothing got in there, or dust and rag or whatever. We know it suffers from radiation bursts, which corrupts the photocells on the CCD sensor, not a CMOS sensor this time. And the CCD sensors are like old technology that a bit more robust, of course, and don't have roll and shutter problems. So there's one benefit for them: they consume more power. And they process as a global shutter, not a rolling shutter. So it closes the lens and processes all the bits on the sensor all in one go, rather than scan across like a flatbed scanner does on the CMOS sensors. So that's a benefit. But the solar sensors are different, and they do suffer more from radiation. And what you get is these streaks, bursts, and they only last for like one frame. So if you ever play back the various snaps, you see that the radiation burst is not there on the next one. And of course, these bright dots is where the photocells get overloaded with electrons, because that's what radiation does, right? causes a burst of electrons, creates white blobs, which is the same thing that the astronauts were getting on the moon with some of their photographs.
Another very mysterious, unidentified flying object caught streaking at a downward direction, although in space there really isn't north, south, east, west, but as you can see in this photo here, and in the images I'm showing you, we have two separate objects that were captured by something called the SDO, wherein which we have launched satellites out into space that monitor,
Now you see that one's really saturated. That one's a different colour. It's not quite as saturated. And you guys, this one's got a mixture of white and orange. So it's just a streak. Boom. Gamma burst onto the sensor.
video and photographs of our sun in 13 different spectrums and wavelengths, and it...
There you go, did you see it? I have to go back on it. You can see how it's sort of time-lapsed. But you can see if that was a mothership that big in space, it would be like probably 20 well, let's see, the Earth would be this size, right? So we're looking at a speck that big. We're looking at a Earth-size starship, which is ridiculous in the first place, right? We're talking about Battlestar Galactica, bigger than that, you know, because that's not as big as the planet Earth, even. If you know the sci-fi series I'm talking about. Okay, let's see, whereabouts was it again?
But as you can see in this photo here, and in the images I'm showing you, we have two separate objects that were captured by something called the SDO, wherein which we have launched satellites out into space that monitor, take video and photographs of our sun in 13 different...
So let's see if I can step frame by frame. Is it spinning? Yep, so you can see it spinning. And you'll see radiation burst every so often, probably. The thing is, you can look at other images that look at different filters, and their sensor will be unaffected or whatever, you know, and it won't be on theirs as well, to know whether it's a real thing. Where's it coming up? There it goes. Right, and it will be gone next time I click. There you go. Just one frame. And he's managed to pick it up. So I suppose he just looked at a random video, thought, oh yeah, I'm just going to make a UFO out of that one. So this is what he does. This is why he's a hoaxer. He's taken a standard footage with some, you know, what we would call noise or artifacts, and turned it into UFOs. And he shouldn't be allowed to do that. He shouldn't get away with that. But Google makes money out of it, and he makes money out of it.
And it appears that on the same day, and almost at the same time, these NASA satellites captured two unknown objects flying past the...
Okay, so the radiation burst in the same place, right?
Sun that took upon the appearance of two spheres in the front of this sort of triangular object, which is in the red UFO image that you're seeing here, which could be streaking past, leaving a trail, or could be part of some long cylindrical ship. We have this sort of triangular structure with what appear to be two spheres or spherical-looking objects connected to the front of it. And so here is the other image taken in blue, and again, mind you, these are just in different wavelengths.
Actually, isn't that closer? It's in a different location, isn't it?
So these aren't...
Is it really the same image? I don't think so. I think it's just another radiation burst, right? Because that one on the other picture was way out here. This is too close. So again, it's misleading.
Glitches, they're actually being captured.
Oh look, it's not even the same, right? It's not even the same one, right? That one created a bigger radiation burst at the end here. So yeah, they distract from the UFO research, that's right. This is why I started my channel, is to expose them. And to also bring some serious research. in cases. So, yeah, I just don't have anybody on my show, as you've probably seen. I'm willing to listen to people claim they've been abducted and stuff, but we're always skeptical about what they tell us. Always be skeptical, always question everything. Some dislike attention seeking, as we know. Some woman talking about underground base with aliens in it, as you probably know about. Is obviously a attention seeker, had multiple husbands. So it should be red flag straight away there, shouldn't it? So yep, it's all about money and entertainment. Well, entertainment factor for people that are not really interested in the truth. But when you look at it, most of his comments will be, we'll have a look after, but will be, wow, that's interesting footage you got there. Yes, NASA's hiding stuff and all that sort of stuff, right? They're believers. They're not seeing it as entertainment. There's two levels of entertainment. There's entertainment where you just want to vegetate and just have a chuckle at what's being said. And there's the other one is that you're entertained while you're learning. Where you're looking at like maybe a Discovery Channel documentary, say, and they're telling you about how stars are formed, and you find that as entertainment. So to me, entertainment is a wee bit wishy-washy. When people say, oh, he lets you make up your own mind, right? But he's feeding you wrong information. It's like a disinformation documentary, and then you got to make up your own mind on it. That means you've got to go and watch some other channel, which they don't do, and they have to Google and have to start reading science journals and all that just to verify what was said in his documentary. And they don't do it. So all these people defending him, oh, he lets you make up your own mind, he's just entertainment. Well, it does no good to your ufology field and doesn't get us any closest to answers. In fact, it takes us further away because all this noise gets in the way of probably some of the really good cases that might be out there. People that are too scared to come forward even. You know, how many times has he done a live stream, right? His live streams, he could probably have lots and hundreds of people come on and tell their stories, right? He just looks for the easy way out, I guess. 10-minute videos that his low attention span people like to watch. And they don't want to think too much after, you know, they just want to go back to smoking weed and playing PlayStation or whatever it is. It's very sad, and I really hate to think these people go on to jury service to convict someone for murder when they can't even fact check what they watch on YouTube. So yeah, it gets me very, very sad for America. The school kids are just getting too lazy. I suppose if I had the internet back in my day, I would have got lazy too. But we had to get on bikes, go down the library, start finding what we need to do for assignments, and draw our own pictures and all that sort of stuff. It's a different world today. But, you know, we got this technology. I've kept up with it all. We started off early days, 8-bit micros, and the calculator that first came out had more memory than the first moon landing thing. So it makes you wonder how they even managed to survive up there, because I remember the calculators used to have these non-LCD displays on them. They had like little hot wires, and it would run the batteries dry, and if you knocked the thing, it would easy get a loose connection, and you'd have a really wobbly display and lose numbers, and it would corrupt the results and all sorts of craziness until better calculators come out, which was done by Casio, of course, with the FX series.
Spectrums, and again we see a similar object streaking down, which shows very similar characteristics to the first object. It has this long streak
so that was
next
right
to
over
it,
the
and
sun
when looking at the blue object, when we invert it here, we see a very similar...
Yeah, so it's just much talking about garbage, really, and just streaks of radiation, that's all. Now, these square blocks is missing data, or unprocessed data. Sometimes they do reclaim the missing block and add it in later, and they're saying, oh, they're just airbrushing it. I'm not too sure how it collects all the data and assembles it all, but obviously mistakes happen at NASA. You see the images are not real time either, I don't think. So they put up the raw images and then they process it later and tidy it up. I guess the memory fills up, right? They've got a certain amount of memory in the satellite, and they can retransmit it probably twice and fix any error messages. It's not like they can say send back that particular block like a computer network. Maybe they can with space Starlink connects. Maybe they'll make use of the Starlink, bounce it to the nearest satellite there that connects into the internet. So yeah, you never know what improvements there might be from that.
Times, and as I showed in that video, and I'll try to find it, but I had found a
so these are
photograph
just
that
little,
had just been...
let's see, black marks on the sunspots. You know, how's that meant to be a spaceship? That's kind of ridiculous, really. Again, you're talking about the size of planet Earth here. I did actually put up some information years ago, but there is a sun that can fit 5 million of our suns into it out there in the universe. Could you imagine how big that sun is and how much energy it's producing? So, I can't remember what it was called now. How many Earth I still haven't got that keyboard yet, so I'd have to lean over here onto the second onto the laptop keyboard, which is horrible. Any Earth fit? Why can't I see the F? The keys are not very well lit, so I've got this red colour. Fit sun. Of course, I haven't had my eye operation yet. Probably never have it. They keep making excuses. Okay, only 1.3 million Earths fit into the sun, right? I don't know if I've got any pictures of what it looks two-dimensionally. But you can see we're the third planet from the sun. So you can see how massive it looks. But when we look up into space, it only looks like a little dot. And it's quite amazing, really. Have they got one where... There you go. Overlays Earth, is it? Of course, we're talking about volume here rather than 1.3. We're talking about on the surface. Well, Jupiter, there's Jupiter. You can see how many Jupiters going to fit into the sun there. Quite a lot on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 across there. 4, 6 nines maybe. That's, what's that, 54. And it looks like again another 54 there. So 100 Jupiters can fit across the surface of the sun. And you can see Earth would be that one there probably. And that would be almost down to pixel level there. So you can see it would probably be like 1,000 Earths would fit to block out the entire sun. But there is one called biggest sun in the universe, which is quite amazing. It's got some strange name to it. Here we go. It's called the UV Skuskti. Here's our sun down here, to the size of this sun in the universe. So you saw how big our sun was to our planet. How many planets would fit into that sun there? It's hard to believe there's a sun that can fit 5 million of our suns into it out there in the universe. There you go. Biggest stars of our Milky Way. In fact, it might even be in our Milky Way then. Just click on that one. I know it's a bit sidetracky here, but it's good information. And I've talked about it before. Let's see. The largest known star in the universe, UV Scuti, is a variable hypergiant with a radius of around 1700 times larger than the radius of our sun. Could you even imagine that? Yeah, I think it would blow our minds. Could you imagine having a starship that you couldn't even see in this picture approach this thing? It would melt your whole from, God knows, 1,000 miles away. Who knows? It's just crazy stuff. Anyway, we've still got so much to learn. Yeah, let's go back to this nonsense.
Been taken that showed a perfect triangular looking craft, and then just a day later, maybe it was even hours, when going back to the photo online on NASA's website, there had been one of these mystery black boxes placed directly over top of it. But that's not to say we haven't captured others, as you've been seeing in these.
Okay, is that the piece of lint? I'm not too sure this time. I know planets do form a circle with smearing. So it could be a piece of radiation as well as a planet here. I'd have to see in the video, see how fast it goes. The planets ones slowly move along, of course, and these little things happen very quickly.
Different images, they're all authentic NASA images snapped of very strange objects from long cigar-shaped craft, like the ones you're seeing here. And this is just amazing, the structure that this thing seems to have to it, along with other UFOs surrounding it. Many different shapes, really, that's for sure. And the idea or the theory has been that these objects are coming to our star to siphon.
Okay, so that's a radiation burst that's gone across the sensor, and then finally stopped.
Energy from it, because if you're an alien spacecraft and you're going from solar system to solar system, galaxy to galaxy, what would be the best way to charge up your ship and to use something as natural as a sun? We've also seen disc-shaped UFOs that seem to be jetting out of the sun, and we're talking temperatures here that would melt anything. I mean, we don't have anything that the sun could not melt. No metal that we have, but these things seem to have some sort of shielding around them, and you can see in these images, I mean, they're there. In some of them, they seem to be shooting beams toward the sun, or again, siphoning energy from the sun.
Yeah, so obviously the streak that's gone across this way, and that's probably another streak that just happened at the same location. Actually, it may have gone this way. That one would have gone this way. But anyway.
To them. So, what do you guys think about these mystery UFOs captured near our sun? The theory that they're
we should stick secure team in a spacesuit and fire him off into space to investigate. What do you reckon? He's only got this hour supply of oxygen though, and no ship to come home in.
Energy from them and using them for energy is completely possible. It's the
so that's sci-fi there, right? What is it? Stargate Universe had a ship that sort of skimmed off the outside of the sun, scooped up hydrogen, was it? No, helium. Used it for its fusion reactor.
Ultimate natural energy source. We use it ourselves in a smaller scale here on Earth. And if any of you guys go to the...
Speaking of which, I think on the news, was it yesterday or the day before, that UK have managed to fire a fusion reactor that simulated the sun for the longest possible time. And they still reckon they're 5 years away, unfortunately, but you never know, and they're getting there. They use a really strong magnetic field to keep the plasma of the plasma is where it's forming the hydrogen into helium and releasing energy. So yeah, who knows? We might have clean, endless power eventually.
The SDO website and monitor it, and you find something, try to screen record it, get images. Intriguing, because we've had many UFO sightings shown on Secure Team as well, where we've caught...
Yeah, so again we're back to earthquakes and volcanoes. And he's trying to link it in with the UFOs.
These unearthly objects hovering around volcanoes. There was breaking news over the past day or two after...
So most of those have been debunked. There have been drones, bugs, moths. There have been various things. Planes, helicopters, landing sciences on the edge and then flying them back. And of course you've got to remember, even their best camera they got aimed permanently at that volcano in Mexico, it's still time-lapse. They're still not streaming at 60 frames a second or anything like that. It's probably one frame every 5 seconds or something.
Seismometers and scientists recorded a sudden surge in activity under what are called the Three Sisters volcanic complex located in Oregon's Cascade Range. Equipment used by the U.S. Geological Survey to monitor volcanic activity began detecting short bursts of tiny earthquakes across a 12-mile area where the ground literally...
Okay, so how mountain ranges formed, guys? It's called volcanoes. The compression of rock underneath pushes up the rock into mountains, right? That's how it forms. Let's just look at New Zealand. It's surrounded by fault lines, and it's got these big Alps one side and volcanoes the other side, and we're living in the middle of it. But they're meant to be like millions of years old and non-active. In the South Island, although the plate tectonics does cause earthquakes here on a daily basis, you just don't pay attention to most of them because you don't even feel them. You think it's a truck passing by or whatever. North Island, in other case, has got active volcanoes straight under Auckland and Napier. And we've got White Island volcano that killed a few people last year, was it? Time flies. So, tourists got cooked, got baked. I'm not sure if they found all the bodies either, did they? But the tourist operators saw it was active and were warned against it, I think, and they went against it. Yeah, it's always about money, isn't it? So the same thing's going to happen in America here. You haven't got such a small island, you've got a bigger mass, right? So the pressure's going to build up and it's going to shake and it's going to move.
Literally started lifting up from the magma below, pushing up on the Earth's crust and mantle, making the ground rise up by almost an inch. In the past 20 years, there has been...
Now, when New Zealand had its last earthquake, the sea level dropped 1.5 meters, so 1 inch is not much. In fact, they had to go and rescue a lot of sea life and put it into the new shoreline, because it had changed. Because it rose up, right, by 1.5 meters. So, yeah, I'm not too sure what he's trying to do here, fear-mongering or what, I don't know.
Activity in this area that has risen the ground if you put it all together, to about a foot higher. However, the surges in the past year and that were just detected are definitely lifting the ground at a much faster pace than they had ever seen. Now, 2 of these volcanoes, they haven't erupted in 14,000 years. One of them is called the North Sister, and the other is called the Middle Sister. So nothing in 14,000 years, and it's considered unlikely that they will ever erupt again. However, the South Sister last had a major eruption around 2,000 years ago, and could erupt in the future, posing a significant threat to the life.
So I don't know what that's got anything to do with UFOs, right?
You know, they want to keep people calm, but it is noteworthy that they did.
Yeah. It's fear-mongering
Imminent
otherwise,
eruption
isn't
or
it?
anything like.
And sometime in the future there's going to be another earthquake. People are going to die. We just don't know when it's going to happen and whereabouts in the world. You know, that's the point. That's a chance of living, right?
It gives me faith that the real UFO research community is not completely gone and hidden by the algorithm for good. And one way I always bring up that you guys can help push my videos to be recommended to more and more hundreds of thousands of people is to hit that like button, click subscribe if you're not, and turn on notifications, and leave a comment. That shows the algorithm you're interested in knowing more about this phenomenon, and they will recommend more.
So I don't know if Scott Brando's covered that one yet, but no doubt he will. So let's have a look at the comments to see if these guys think it's entertainment. Another video coming. Updates on my social media. Tyler, way to go. Your old school fans know you deserve it. Well, what do you reckon? What do you think he deserves? To be tied up on a chair with hungry pigs around him. What's that movie? Hannibal? No, it was Red Devil, wasn't it? Was it the Red Devil one? Anyway, it's a little strange how scientists are always just discovering things. That's why they're scientists. It's never ending. In fact, they're not always discovering things. They're trying to discover things that's very complex, and they don't get very much luck with it. Like the virus, trying to understand it all. I once heard that the travel to far reaches of space would need to somehow harness the power of the sun. Yeah, it's called a nuclear explosion, and there is one called the Deladius spaceship design, which was never made, where it would have spheres that fired into the center of its rocket engine at the back, and then it would detonate it, and the nuclear blast would push it forward. And they keep firing these little spheres off, and gradually the spaceship just keeps increasing in speed, right? How they slow down would be the next difficult bit. And how would you stop micrometeorites slowly destroying you? So there's lots of other problems. Let's see, man, can you just imagine the technology they have? Well, they don't have, because it's not real, Joseph. What an interesting time we're living in. Imagine how quickly and drastically the human paradigm would shift. Yeah, if it was real. Awesome news, Tyler. When your content is used and sourced for other outlets, it's not actually good news. It's really, really bad news for the UFO community. Sounds like another surprise volcanic eruption soon. That's what I just said not long ago. There's going to be one, but we just don't know when it's going to happen. Congratulations. That's why scientists are trying to study it all the time and work out from vibrations or sound and temperature changes, climate changes, where they can use it to predict things. I live about 90 miles from Three Sisters, well, you'll be the first to go. Hey Tyler, would it be possible for you to upload all the material like photos and video clips you gathered over the years to a server? Yeah, but then you might actually read what the actual article said to what he changed it to. Can't do that. That's never going to happen. Yeah, plus he never does any research, right? So he just sees one article flash up on a website or someone sees it and sends it to him, and then he just makes a story out of it. Tyler, you should do a quick size comparison of the Earth to the Sun. Hey, I did that. Just to give an idea how big those ships were, right? So it can't be possible. That's too much work, mate. That's just too much work to do that. Thanks, Tyler, for bridging up the topic. Three sisters. It was totally waste of time. It doesn't matter if think differently. So are these guys looking for entertainment, guy? It doesn't sound like it, does it? It sounds like they're after truth and disclosure and all that sort of stuff. So where's the ones that are interested in entertainment here? So happy for your hard work. He spent probably 5 minutes gathering the information and probably an hour making the video, probably. Crazy, crazy. Yeah, it is crazy if you believe it. The fact the craft are recharging from the sun strikes a funny chord with me. It should sort of red flags with you. Bing, ding, bing, 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 bing. I've sensed fake news. Even Tesla couldn't even do that. They was trying to do something similar with what he called the energy of the universe, but the bankers put a stop to it because they weren't going to make any money out of people. Congratulations. And that's that PG, what's his name? PG Morgan. He's still around today. His ancestors are still making lots of billions of dollars. I reckon all the bankers should be rounded up and stuck in prison because they're the biggest criminals in the world. They're the ones that profit from data fraud, and they could put a stop to it. But they don't, because they make money from it as well. They're like the masters of the total circus, and Google's the master of the 3-ring circus, and Tyler's one of the clowns in one of the rings, right? And they're making lots of money together. Of course, people think, the last comment I got on my last videos on BNT is they thought I was green with envy. Green with envy, guys. Me is not about money. If it is, I'd be saying, why are you not donating to me now? You know, or make sure you buy my Merc before I sign off and all that sort of stuff, you know. Occasionally I'll bring it up. I've got it down here so people can read any time that they can donate. They know my situation. I live week by week of the little bit I get. Most of it goes back to the bank, of course, to pay off the debt. So I use on credit card to buy things, and then I've got to pay it all back again, because that's the only way you can live without a job, really. Unless you go begging. So yeah, everyone is saying congrats Tyler, good blah blah blah, but no one's actually criticised it, which is really sad. And I think he's got another one up too, hasn't he? It just makes me really sad when I see this garbage up all the time. Now this one here is months old, isn't it? Talking about the pilot sighting of what everybody said was just someone flying their drone around. But he's trying to say that they've got an image of it, which I'm not too sure if it is, of the drone. Basically it was said to have a V shape at the back of it, and what looked like a camera pod underneath. Well, that sounds like a damn drone, right? With 2 antennas for long range, right? Total waste of time episode, really. But what's
team, if you didn't notice, I've been starting to upload videos with more frequency, and a lot of people don't get notified, so check my channel once a day, and if you haven't seen...
Now, how many people do watch this stuff now? You know, there's 100,000 there, but I think he still manages to squeak up 300,000, because people that come back and comment also give the ad play, right? So that adds to the ads. So yeah, he's still making, you know, $500 a video or whatever. He's doing good, pretty good on ad money. Then you got your patron that's paying him $5,000 a month. And then you got his merchandise that he keeps plugging, and then his movies that he's made with Darcy.
Yesterday's video regarding the UFO footage around the sun and other things, go and check that out. But for today's video, I want to talk about one topic, and it's a recent news story that came out on a website called thedrive.com, which is like a sister website, but it's mainly a website for aviators, people who are in the Air Force, all things aeronautics, jets, planes, and they do really good news stories, especially when it comes to UFOs interacting with pilots or planes or any aircraft for that matter. And they posted this story called "Pilot Video and FAA Interview Reveal Bizarre Encounter with Unidentified Aircraft Over Atlantic City. An aircraft pilot flying a private plane seemed baffled after a strange-looking aircraft mirrored his maneuvers." Now, this is a strange one, and we're going to analyze.
Now, I'm not too sure what the altitude was on that, but I know you can fly drones up to 400 feet, right? So message. I think I lost sound in my headset.
Analyze this.
Yep, I have to. Hang on, let me just see. Hello, hello. Okay, let me just reset this. Yeah, hello, hello. Okay, looks like we might be back again. Let me just see that.
And wait until the end of the video.
Yeah. Okay, we're back again. Now let me know if there's a problem with the audio there, guys. I don't know. I didn't touch it either, and the cable's nice and long. Not sure why that one popped out on its own. It's like it gradually squeezes it out the socket. Let me just readjust myself again on the bed. And my back's starting to hurt. So yeah, this story here I just find a wee bit boring. It's like a nothing burger again. And here's his image. He claims, which I'm a bit dubious about. Kind of looks like a bunch of balloons there, you know, to me. But it could be a drone looking down on an angle, right? Let me just grab that. Where's my thing? It's gone. It's taken away. I hate that new toolbar. Let's just zoom in on that. I reckon that's the drone or the UFO. Yeah, I think he messes around with it. Although we should really take it from the original. Okay. Okay, there's not much pixels to work with, but see what happens. Don't know if anyone out there is still watching or not. Okay, so it kind of looks like it could be a drone. There's one motor, another motor, another motor, and the other one we just don't quite see. Yeah, I'm not too sure what that would be underneath. Could be some camera system, I suppose, and some cables. But yeah, let's brighten it and do stuff with it. So it's quite well spread colour range there. I've got a problem with the CPU already. Okay, it's gone blocky there. Does almost look like it's got something connecting. CPU, come on. Picture shouldn't be that big. Yeah. What would that be underneath? Another drone? Could be multiple drones. What's this up here? In the same blackness. So yeah, it kind of looks like a drone from the top, right? What I'm saying is drone, typical drone, quad. Let's see, quad, drone, top view. So there you go. We're looking down on it this way, right? Yeah, it could have some sort of protective things going around the blades, which are what we're seeing on the image, like this one here. So these are all the different configurations that you can have, right? So something quite solid there with a combination of that, maybe. And it's on a slight angle. And it's sort of turning towards us in the plane or whatever. So that's what we're looking at. Let's see. Images. Let's see if we can grab something similar. And you got this one here too. More square. And you got that one there. And there's lots of different designs, right? And that one's got some really big engines underneath it, which would show up pretty nicely on an image, but we ain't got a top view of it. Want some top views. I suppose it'd be like a DJ one, wasn't it? Hydro. At least we're not getting spammers at the moment, which is good. I'm in this form. It will appear, so you won't fear me. Yeah. Okay, let's Where's a good one to pick, guys? So many variations here. And they're not top views, which is unfortunate. The side views. See, that has a bit of stuff coming down. But if it's on an angle towards us, we're not going to see the camera. So it must have some sort of payload attached to it then. So I don't think it's anything to do with UFOs. I think it might have been an airplane, what do you call it, airplane that lost this plane spotter. That was just following the plane, mimicking its movers, right? And it's raining like anything outside at the moment. Well, here's one here. We'll just choose that one as a template. All the different designs out there. No. Save image as. Where's the thing gone? Yeah, here it comes. Ping, that'll do. So if we drop it onto this here now, we'll just keep it like that. What was that circular bit there on the original footage though? Right, it was something to do on the ground there. So it must be some sort of round building. Okay, at least we know that's the shoreline. That's a building. Probably, you know, had the round containers for gas and stuff. So this is closer to us. Okay, and we can't see the other prop here. But if you drop that on there, scale it down. We'd have to adjust it. So it'd be something like that. Scale down. Let's see if it fits. Kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Okay. Now you could bend it a wee bit, I suppose, a wee bit more. And the Z axis, so it comes this way, bends towards us. There you go, and that fits a bit better now, doesn't it? Like that. So now you can go layers. And you can fade it in and out. There you go. So you can see how it's sort of looking. Does look like a drone to me. But when he amplifies it, he puts in the line that goes up here. And he's got the V shape up here. And it doesn't look anything like we've got. Okay. So I'm convinced it's a DJI, is it? Type drone. Maverick, as they call it. One of the best ones. It can fly 10 kilometers, 10 miles or whatever it is, and stream live footage at the same time at that distance. It uses its own sort of radio transmitters on it. So have a look at what he says and see his enhancements to that photograph here. So if you looked at that from a short distance away, it kind of looks like rabbit ears, right? But you're not seeing the other arms of the drone.
In one of the more peculiar reports, a pilot flying a Diamond DA-40 light aircraft described a highly unusual object mirroring his aircraft's maneuvers while flying at more than 2,000 feet above Atlantic City, New Jersey. We have received video, audio, and documents regarding the incident via the Freedom of Information Act. An account of the incident was originally filed via the FAA's mandatory
Did I see a white blob here, which is typical of drone too?
Report. By FAA regulations, MORs must be generated whenever a pilot reports unauthorized or otherwise unsafe unmanned aerial system.
So we saw something flying across.
FAA regulations, MORs must be generated whenever a pilot reports unauthorized or otherwise unsafe.
There it is, yeah. So, could be a black one. And look, you can see the four things again. You can see it's sort of leaning towards us. You got two little black dots underneath where the propellers are. And you got two above it. It's sort of leaning towards us. It's got to be one of these Maverick ones. Someone was flying it around the coast and spotted the plane. Would that be about 400 feet there, though? That's flying it? I would say it would be 400 feet. It's probably not breaking any laws, right?
Safe, unmanned aerial system.
So it was there when he snapped it, right?
Activity, or UAS. So they're already kind of pushing the drone narrative. Both the behavior and reported
Yeah, it looks like a drone to
altitude
me.
of the object likely prompted the report. The FAA requires drone operators to fly below 400 feet and to not interfere with manned aircraft operations. This particular MOR, or Mandatory Occurrence Report, caught the Drive.com's attention because it described dynamic maneuvering on the part of the UAS, or drone, as we will call it.
We saw it tipping and just flying like a normal drone there in that footage, right? So, yeah, I'm not sure if it's anything special.
Call it from now on, as well as an unusual description of a large camera-like object hanging from the UFO, along with a large V-shaped antenna or structure on top of it. The article says we have...
Okay, so that's when it was turning and the arms look like a V on top, right? So, yeah, it looks like it might have a payload underneath it. Maybe it's carrying its own sort of camera system underneath, rather than attaching it directly underneath the drone itself. So it makes you wonder if it could be also some scientific instruments on that, where the city's mapping something. Probably turn out to be Google Earth, right? Because they're always flying over... with the planes. They may be looking at doing drones now for survey, and if they keep it at 400 feet and just goes backwards and forwards, right? They could do a closer shot of people's houses from 400 feet instead of the plane level, which is 1,000 feet, and images would be better.
Have redacted the pilot's personal information. Log in, choose an international country from their list.
So he's got a big ad here for VPN. He said he wasn't going to do that anymore. It's kind of strange, isn't it? He's got that big ad there. He couldn't have snapped it in the worst place here because he got the island behind. He would have been better to frame by frame it and snapped it there. So this is one of his worst images here, right? And again, you can't see the drone as good as in that last frame.
By a passenger, though he cautions that the video is limited in detail. Asked for a basic description of the UFO, the pilot indicated that while he was...
So instead of just doing a film like this pilot should have switched to camera mode, or if it can do camera at the same time, snapped a few snapshots on full sensor, because as you know, video generally goes up to 1080p on most phones. Very few still have 4K, but that's going to be changing over the years. And now we've got new ones with 8K on. And he's filming it in portrait, which doesn't help either. It lowers the quality.
is familiar with drones, it was hard to concretely identify what he saw. You know, this is a...
So is there any round buildings there? There is. That looks like a high rise. A ship. Whereabouts was it?
pilot. A pilot knows a drone from something that's just not...
Pilots should know if it's close enough. But that's quite a fair distance away, and it's even for us to decide from the camera.
This pilot had a tough time identifying what he saw and what was in this recording. He mentions the strange V-shaped antenna and a payload of sorts hanging on...
There you go. Isn't that what I just said? I said there's a payload underneath, which is probably some sensors. It's be some scientific drone thing, which is flying at legal height.
Off the bottom of the object. The pilot describes the payload as potentially being an articulating camera, adding to the physical
There you go. Sounds like Google drone.
Description. He indicated that it did not appear to be a...
In fact, have they started doing that yet? I'm just guessing that they would be doing that by now. Instead of playing airplane pilots and a camera attached, one of those big cameras attached to the outside. Google using drones for photograph. Let's see if anything pops up. Here we go. Integration of aerial drone photos into Google Maps. You're right, it's 2020, there you go. Does Google Earth use satellite or drones? Using drones to photograph images for Google Maps, so you can add it to your own ones. But are they doing it themselves? Automating drone image processing to map coral reef. So that sounds like a Google Earth project. Here you go. Google Earth engine. Drone gives Google Earth tech to public. Flying a fleet of autonomous drones off the top of Matterhorn. That was 2013 back then. It doesn't say they're doing it though. It says you can add your own ones in. So maybe we need to word it differently. Does Google film using drones now? Gosh, crap. Drones are providing film and TV views. Yeah, we know that. Hollywood using them. Drone future. So yeah, it could even be a movie producer, right? Whereabouts was that location? Was it LA, right? Where they do flyovers of a city and they want the best camera. And of course the best camera is not going to be what's on the drone, so they'll probably fly a platform underneath. And they get what, better? They get about 30 minutes on batteries. A game of drones. Google reveals secret drone delivery tests. Now Google drones. Drones in the future of movies. Okay. So it sounds to me that they would be experimenting. Oh, here we go. Amazon is trying it. UPS has considered it. Google is the latest company to branch out into delivery. Okay, delivery of goods. Okay. That's not what we're after. We want to know if they take photographs for Google Earth. Police using drones. There you go. It could be even a police drone. And that's in New Zealand, is it? Police drones. Oh no, USA. There you go. Google Wing launches free app to help drone pilots. Air map for drones. DJI, that's what I was talking about. Let's go for. Anyway, someone can keep researching it if they want to and see if they can find if Google is mapping using drones now.
Fixed wing aircraft. In terms of the behavior of seeing these enhanced images here.
Yeah, so this is crappy enhancement. Look at it towards mine, right? Blurry. I don't know what he's done there, but there's no comparison to what I did. In fact, I didn't even try sharpen it. I could probably go back and sharpen it and see if that pops out something. Just undo all that. Okay, let's see if sharpener can do a better job actually. It's really out of focus-y. Is it doing it? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it looks like a Maverick drone, doesn't it? There's the payload. Anyway, enough of that one. Do this. Oh yeah, I'll resave it. I haven't really done a new thumbnail for this live show. Yeah, so here we go for time. We're going to do third phase next, I suppose. Let's see, 1 hour and a half already. We've got plenty. If anyone wants to come on the side chat and talk to me at the same time, I can arrange that for you. It's just a matter of clicking a link and giving your browser microphone access, and you're on pretty much instantly. If you're interested, we can do that. How do we get it go down? There. Okay, yep, cool. Yeah, so I'm just clicking on the other screen. So I don't think there's anything else here talking about they thought it was a hang glider. There's no way that looked like a hang glider. Definitely looked like a drone with a camera underneath. What was that last one? E.T. has Walmart on the moon. So he's in a Walmart newspaper as well, which is ridiculous. Security.
In the UK, again featuring Secure Team 10 regarding my recent moon-based video with the square.
So that's disgusting, right? Walmart should know better than promote a scammer like him. Anyway, this makes me sick, guys. I don't know about you. I'm not sure how his Discord's going, do you? Is it still up and running? Does he even add it to his about page, does he? Is it there? Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Oh yeah, let's have a look at his Twitter. While we're here. Okay, so there's the silly video. Editing something now. Sneak preview of something I've waited months for. What is it? Looks like a close-up of Spider. Back to the city square. And the Walmart ad, which is disgusting. And newspaper rags promoting his garbage as well. And so the best way to look at his page is always go to tweets and replies. That's where you get the more interesting stuff. Always click on that one. Now if we go down, we'll start to see other things that we didn't see, like this one here. I will do a search and see what comes up. So if we click on that one, you can see what was asked. Tyler, may I ask, hear any rumours lately of more triangle sightings over Belgium? He's got to do a search. So, you know, he's not a source of information where all the real UFO researchers contact him and say, oh, we've got this report coming. He's seen as a joke, as a shill, as a grifter. Okay, here's another one we didn't see. Yeah, they covered the black triangles with a white play button. So you click on that one. Someone made a joke about the triangle for the play button, hiding the space shuttle tile. So he hasn't come clean. Still, because didn't Darcy Ware use that crappy photo on the movie? Because NASA stuff is not copyrighted, right? Look how many likes he gets though, right? 200. And also, if you go to his page here, I see this as being really arrogant. He's only following 62 people on the whole Twitter. He's got almost like 100,000 followers. You know, most of us follow 3,000, 5,000 people. He only follows 62. That's just arrogance, I think. And there'll be people that'll be putting up garbage videos that he can use, right? Working on a new moon anomaly video, which is the squares thing. Yeah, Biden is going to start World War III, so you don't normally see that. And he doesn't normally talk politics either, does he? So he's not a Biden fan. Honestly, more worried about Ukraine getting invaded. Let's keep going. COVID could happen. New upload to come. Rest in peace, Meatloaf. So yeah, always check out his Twitter account with the replies. Just garbage. Okay, so let's go on to the next lot. We got time. 4:30. So, third phase, what have they been up to? The second lot of disinformation agents. So, yeah. We left off on that one there, which they didn't update, did they? Didn't tell us it's a fake or not. And we said it was I said it was CGI. What just happened over our planets? And looks like it's Michael Schratt. More Michael Schratt. UFO craft crash retrieval. So obviously they're taking a clickbait title from something he said. And the same here. What's this one? NASA International Station just captured crazy UFO. Okay, now we get into the other one. So let's start off that one. And we know Scott has already debunked it.
Onto the Earth itself, and something was captured within their lens. Was it meant to be shown to the public? We're not exactly sure.
Yeah, so when we brought up the International Space Station live, we had exactly the same view, remember? And you can see now we've got lots of clouds. But here, I think someone's CGI UFOs into it.
But we were submitted this information from a good friend.
Can't quite see it now. See ya.
Friend of ours, and he's got a great YouTube channel. His name is Mick Proctor, and he was sent this footage, and he's still
Mick Proctor, so is he another scam artist?
wondering if this footage is indeed authentic or not. He is still trying to find out the original source from the ISS feed as posted from NASA. So if anybody out there keeps
and Scott Brando, his original feed, and the UFO's not in it.
their eyes on these live feeds and can match up this frame and this video to this video, and if the object is indeed there, then we've got something. Let's just watch it for a moment.
Okay, so where is it gone at the moment? There is it.
This is kind of a mind bender.
Oh, there it is at the bottom. I can't see it at the moment. Where is it? Too much cloud there to blend in.
Just took off. Let's roll it one more time, and we're going to add some brightness, contrast, and some enhancements in a bit, but we're looking at this thing, and if this isn't a
Hey, TV square eyes. Isn't it more rectangle than square? Hey bro, damn, I missed most of this. We'll watch later. Have been watching Willy Freedom protest live. Alright. Yeah. There's going to be more and more protests as time goes on, isn't it?
UFO, I don't know what is. Brett, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, shout out to Mick Proctor for giving the heads up on this video. Look at that. It's cruising along, and it banks out a view of the lens itself from the ISS. Then it just kind of creeps there and moves at some weird motions and actions. It's kind of unfathomable what.
To me, it looks like it's got some tracking errors there. The way it sort of moves looks like it's been added on top of the actual video. And it's got no motion blur. Doesn't make any sense.
This is it a satellite? Well, we've never seen any.
So we expect some blurriness happening and stretching, right?
Thing like this.
So yeah, it doesn't add up to our technology of what it can capture and what artifacts it causes.
Let's just watch this again a little closer.
That's like someone going with a mouse cursor, right, and just doing that on footage and recording it. I suppose you could replace your cursor with anything you want to. You know, you can edit your cursor. I've got the special one I made, which blinks black and white, so it's always visible. It's very easy to see it, and it's like 4 times as big. So anyone can see where my cursor is going to, where I'm pointing to. Now I think what they've done here is they've got the original cursor and made a little circle one. And they're just using the mouse cursor going like this, right? And they're just screen capturing it with Minicam or something like that, because obviously this is being viewed in a browser, and they're capturing it with some streaming software which can capture it to the hard drive. So that's how I think they faked it. Really easy to do. If they did it any harder way, then it's their stupidness, because the mouse cursor would be the perfect way to do it. Where's it gone now?
Again, we're trying to get to the original source of the video from NASA.
But these guys, you know, they've been doing it a lot longer than I. Shouldn't really already know how to spot, you know, potential fakes, and this is definitely one of them. And then we're going on to this guy here that's promoting his website, trying to make money out of the UFO field. He was lucky enough to be given like 60,000 files from other researchers before they died. And now he's just turning them into graphics and telling the stories, right? But a lot of fakes in there, of course, and attention seekers. So, yeah. There's only one clipping from a paper, and he turns it into a graphic in the story.
For growing this channel, we're getting more subscribers, so we're definitely maintaining an important part of our national history. And please like, share.
It's good that someone is documenting them, but clearly he's after, you know, attention and money. Because he could quite easily do that and just put it up on a website and say you can download any of them anytime you want to, right? But no, he's just releasing them as he's doing them, and not making it all available at once. So to me, that's a sign of someone trying to profit pretty well from it. Let's keep on going.
And subscribe so we can continue to grow this channel. I've prepared more cases for you, and I have the paperwork and documentation to back them up. Certainly want to always use.
See, he could do it another way, right? He could make all the cases available online. It says, donate here, and I can create graphics for each of these articles, and have like a little jar of how much money he's got per month to be able to spend the time turning the stuff into graphics and have it donated that way. You don't have to do a YouTube channel like he's doing here. So yeah, obviously he likes attention.
The source material so that we really have something as a foundation to stand on with these cases. Now we'll go ahead and
I'm quite happy that other YouTube channels would promote it for him then. They'd promote his website there, he's got all available publicly. He's making graphics up each week, each day or whatever, and donate to keep it going, you know.
Begin with the first case now. So we have the first case pulled up here. This came from QFOS, which is Center for UFO Studies in Chicago. And the date.
Okay, so he's got a QFOS one. But he was given a load of ones that weren't actually online. And he's got the hand witness drawings and all that he's converting into photographic images type in 3D rendered, obviously. AutoCAD and all that sort of stuff.
Electrical dissipation apparatus.
Of course, most of the sightings, people didn't have cameras, or too busy looking at it and not thinking about getting a camera out, right? So you can see most of theirs was garbage here, and just repeating Michael Stratt's new YouTube thing, giving them a plug, and also make money off it themselves, right? Working together. So this is what I don't like about it. You know, he's lost credibility because he's using third phase to promote himself. And he's already got like 3,000 subs, right? Hey, why don't you promote me, third phase? Why don't you promote... Go and watch Paul if you want the actual truth on our videos. Why don't you just promote me? They won't do that. Anyway, Scott's debunked this one, and he's found the original source video. Lucky enough, there's a person that looks at this stuff as well every day and captures the real footage. And that person got in contact with Scott, and I haven't got his page up now, have I? And said, "Oh, here's the footage, and you can match it up completely with the cloud patterns." And you can see there's no UFO in it. History. Okay, we can do it that way. Okay. Let's go back. And just have a look. Which one was it now? Oh, this one here. So let's go and watch this one now of Scott's. If you're not a sub of him, you should. And also join his Twitter. He's probably got music. Or no music. Watch comparison. So this is the fake. You can see they found the original footage over here. Looks like they cropped the bottom a wee bit for some reason. The original was not cropped. Does it have a logo there? Probably. So they cut off the logo. More than likely. So yeah, I don't know if you can see the UFO on that, but I think it's more obvious when it goes over the sea. You can see the clouds all matching up here anyway. Oh, here's the UFO now, and we're not seeing it there. Going up. So CGI. Busted. And he got that from, I think it's a female that studies the stars and also NASA feed. What's her name though? I can't remember. A starts with A. IPEC or something like that. APEC. Anyway, I'll post the link to that one. And you can join his channel that way. See, I'm such a nice guy. He probably could get me for copyright or whatever. And bring down my channel. Just being a nice guy. Saves me having to do it. He's got other people helping him out where I don't generally have that. He's been around a lot longer debunking stuff. But I'm not just a debunker. He's not a believer, right? So I do have experiences as well. But I hate it when we get all this fake stuff. This ruins study of what's really going on. And no one believes you after that, after all these fakes as well. If you saw something hanging above your house and you explain it to people, they'll just forget about it next day, right? Because there's so much fake stuff out there. Okay, so on to the next video, I guess. So that's that one debunked. And they just put up one yesterday, 19 hours ago. It's basically how much CGI they have on their channel, right? Remember Goofon saying they don't have CGI? Well, they never take it down. I reckon they'll never take down any of that TR3B one or the Moon one. They'll just leave it up, clicking, getting clicks, right? And then you got people like Goofon saying they've changed. They never have CGI up. They remove stuff. They never put up anything. Well, it looks to me like they put up anything if they can get away with it. Okay, they've changed the music to sound more like a movie, right? More dramatic. I don't think they would have written it themselves like I do. They're meant to be musicians after all.
Once again, let's get a close up.
The problem is using music like that sort of makes it a bit harder with fair use, right? So what are we looking at here straight away? It kind of looks like it could be a tic-tac or a distant plane flying low. So it could be a Learjet, I suppose. Or even a helicopter.
Look, I'm actually adding some brightness contrast. This thing is zipping across the sky, undulating. Quite interesting, but what's
undulating? Looks like it's going in a straight line to me.
Amazing is that we have multiple eyewitnesses
Okay, that one went up there, come down there. Was it? That looked like a drone.
3, in fact. Take a look at this.
But then again, that looks very similar to the last video we saw where they stuck a white mouse cursor going like that, right, and recording it as a UFO. What are we seeing here? I can't see anything. Some drone footage, obviously. Whereabouts is it?
Let's get another look at this. A close-up, whatever this object is. We're glad we're having multiple eyewitnesses. Keep watching, guys. We got some incredible stuff on this encounter. We'll get to the speculation in just...
Yeah, so what does it look like? Kind of looks like a drone, doesn't it? Or a helicopter, a white helicopter. Is that the blade going up there at the end? So he's got a little speck going up. And we got no sound. We got music instead. Kind of looks like a pear-shaped white search, rescue and helicopter. Whereabouts are we located here? Hypersonic UFO. If that was hypersonic, I don't think you'd capture it on video like that. It would just be straight across, and you'd have to slow down the footage, right? No sonic boom. That's because it's not supersonic. Whereabouts is it?
Just a bit.
And now the helicopter's turned away from us. Look how blobby it's gone. Alright, you can see the blades at the top even. It's a white damn search and rescue helicopter, maybe? Medical helicopter? Now what they're doing? Yeah, it looks more like a helicopter. You can see the blades wheeling around.
Now let's bring in the third eyewitness account. Here it is. Multiple eyewitnesses. People have their eyes on the skies. Watch.
Trying to, but you can't keep it still. Again, it looks like a helicopter.
So
And
did
it's
you
out of
guys see that
focus.
we have in this close-up image 2 accompanying orbs of this object? Celestial in nature, maybe...
Okay. Couldn't that be floats for one of those helicopters lands on water?
something big.
That's a rescue helicopter with floats, isn't it? Let's have a look. Really need that new keyboard. Rescue heli. Looks like it was up at Alaska, probably, is it? Let's try Alaska. Floats. Let's see what comes up. There's a white one there. There's one that's sunk. It's got the white helicopter there. White helicopter there, no floats though. Could it be a float plane even? Could be a float plane, but looks more like a helicopter. Might be just the way it's painted, maybe. Reflecting the white. What do you reckon? Celestial in nature. Yeah. Yeah. They come up with some crap script, don't they? So we're looking at something like that, white helicopter with floats on, or a Cessna with floats on, is it? I did put Alaska in. It could be Canada, of course. Look at all the floats that one has. Crazy. That one's got extra floats as well. So it could be something like that, eh? There we go. That one fits it very well, doesn't it? That one's, you rotate it around. It's got the right shape and everything. So that's what we're looking at. One of these. Anyway, keep on going.
Built some intelligence. Look at this accompanying orbs besides this burning up object. It seems to me that there is some kind of reference to,
the sun.
as people are stating, that it looks like the Mandalorian's new ship that he acquired in the new TV show Book of Boba Fett. Brent, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, Mando's ship's pretty badass. Look at that thing, streamlined. Yes, indeed, it does look something
The bros feeding fantasy.
similar to this capture right here, this still that we're looking at. And I'm really happy that people were on the ground and they really captured some really good footage right here. And I like the way this thing's is screaming. Is it skipping across our atmosphere, up in the horizon there, up in the stratosphere, or
under
is it
1,000
closer?
feet.
This looks a little closer, and the way it's moving and captured in daylight, it's a pretty rare phenomenon. Is this more experimental craft that we're looking at, or just a celestial event? But then,
so that little helicopter with the floats we saw, that would be whopping along. That had a big motor to body mass on it. Right?
You look at that other photo, and stills of what we're looking at, and captured by multiple events. This is a good capture. Let's look at this again.
No, I think we already solved it. Guys, come on, it's a helicopter. We can see it's a helicopter. It's on a slight angle to us here. There's the body, there's the tail coming up this way. And we got some compression artifacts occurring in the blackness here. That's the way it works with H264.
Away.
And you can see
Something that,
how it's distorting as blades rotating there.
like I said, intelligence behind it. Look at this thing. It's just zipping. It almost looks like the video's fast forward.
Now, why can't we hear without them talking, and we can amp it right up and see if we can hear any boom, 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 boom.
But it's in real time, indicating the fast rate of speed. Is this hypersonic experimentation going on above our skies? And
if it was, you wouldn't get it on film like that.
This could be a craft with, who knows, accompanying orbs.
Okay, on to the next one, is it? Okay, is that a light on a cable? I don't know. What are we looking at here? Sun?
These bright luminescent orbs are making an appearance all of a sudden for no reason this week, and people are capturing the phenomenon. Look at this thing. It's just hovering there, and it's very bright. It almost looks like
don't know
magma.
what it is.
Yeah,
That could be
the
a
frequency
light.
of these lights in the sky. People
That could be a military
are
flare.
fascinated on what's going on. Are these Chinese
Could be military flare, that one.
lanterns? I'm ruling that out. We're looking at something more of a fiery combustion to it. Look at it. It's just glowing, and these things are...
Okay, is that a street lamp? Sort of has a street lamp thing to it, and it's probably on a cable coming across here, probably. And we just can't see the cable. Was that a cable above there, maybe? Saw a cable going this way. Looks like something might be there. But yeah, waste of time really, isn't it?
Again, happening around...
Could be a Chinese lanterns. They do have that sort of shape to it too. So we've got that sort of boxy, and angles off a wee bit. So that could be some Chinese landing going up.
Around the world. I'm thinking new technology or something else visiting planet Earth.
Yeah, some people might say these are just individual military flares or a flare, but I don't know about this one. As we're looking at it, it definitely...
I think this one here might be actually the sun breaking through the cloud cover.
It showcases its brilliance, but we're not seeing any kind of indication of a
we're getting the vertical smear happening, which is going through the ice crystals.
Shoot, or any kind of smoke coming from whatever these, again,
Chinese
red orb luminescent objects are. Brilliant display of the phenomenon, and people like you
military
from around the world are actually capturing it, and that's what's important, that we're all in this together. Could these be drones?
And that's why it's gone out.
Possibly, but then again, the characteristics behind the mannerism and the display of its brilliance of light indicates that these aren't...
these guys are just going to yab and yab and yab about it, and oh no, what's this?
Coming...
Was like Tyler's square on the moon.
Coming in from Jaime Maussan, he wanted us...
Oh, it's bound to be a fake then. Okay, so balloon, a bit of garbage floating around the sky. Here we got here. Have they ever seen a light they didn't think was a UFO? Yes, good question. I don't think so. Who we got here? Mr. M. I love this channel. Thank you very much. Mostly I get haters. I don't really get lovers. Yeah, so what are we looking at here? This one's... let's see if we can figure it out.
Us to share this with our Third Phase Moon fans and get your guys' opinions of what do you think this possibly could be. What is it?
If you keep the camera still, we can eliminate...
I don't think it's a drone, but maybe it could be some kind of new experimental drone that we're not privy to the information with these Black Ops projects. People speculate that the technology's 20 years in advance that we're not aware of.
So far, it kind of looks like an LED strip
it could be up to 500 to 1,000 years. How do we know?
You know, the motion, you're getting a lot of motion blur, and it's making it into a stretchy. It looks almost like a sheet of paper.
We prove it one way or the other. We really can't, but I believe that there is some kind of space force. Well, there is a space force, but they're experimenting with things that are above top secret. Speaking of that, that is coming up again, our Dr. Greer.
So why is that guy all over the place? You lean against a tree and you stabilize it as best you can.
Documentary is about to drop very soon as well.
Okay, so I'm just trying to work out, is it a drone with a strip of LED lights on it? It could be some Christmas lights strung between two trees.
Well, above top secret, the technology behind
seem
disclosure.
To be moving. The
people have been asking,
human.
What's up with that documentary you guys been working on?
And he's got it on long exposure, so that's why you get the streakiness. You get long exposure streaks.
Let me tell you, it's exciting times with the collaboration with people that may have the inside to disclosure, or at least have been trying.
It's not moving, is it? I think it's
trying for decades to try and get the word out.
In the middle of those two trees or houses.
Getting the word out. Michael Schratt has been working incredibly hard getting the information on his new YouTube channel, Blue Room.
So someone faking something. Okay, and yeah, Blue Room Media is what he's called. Yeah, so promoting him pretty hard at the moment. Trying to get his subs up, right? Interesting stories, and it's always gonna. Here they are with the stupid music. Yet they don't create any music for themselves for the intro. Oh! I accidentally clicked that. Sorry. Anyway, so.
Conference, it was following the hood of their car like lockstep with.
So what he's doing is he's taking the stories and he's making up these artificial slides with the 3D rendered UFOs from their descriptions to make the story a bit more visual to the short attention spammers, I suppose. Short attention tighter fans. So he's going to do very well. So where's his link? Let's see what he's up to. I just don't like any guy that uses fraud channels to promote themselves. Whereabouts is it? Become a member. That's not him. So where they're promoting him, apart from on the video, they got no click link to him. That's stupid. Cousin Bros, no. Oh, here we go. Check out Blue Room Media. Didn't see that. Yes. Is that where they got this crap from? The fake CGI. So, what's he up to? I thought they said he had 3,000 subs. Oh no. He hasn't got the subs showing, has he? Oh, I see he has. There it is. That's right, Google's changed it all around. So he's way over 3,000 now. He's doing better than I am. It always helps when a big channel promotes you, man. It's a good way to make money. So what's he got here?
Tells you that there is something out there.
Pretty hard to spoof that.
Okay, so there's a lot of CGI there. Promoting himself, yep. Oh well. He's going to do very well, I think.
The vehicle. But then they noticed that
It was good to be given all that UFO cases that are not online and big boxes from people that died or whatever, donated it to him. Normally MUFON got hold of all that. Now they're sending it to this guy for some reason. Okay, I think we're sort of covered, haven't we, for the day? Who else has been putting out garbage? Anyone I missed? How are you doing? 2 hours and 11 minutes. I suppose we could wrap up there. Anyone wants to come on and talk about the state of ufology or ufology? We could do that now if you want to. Do something different instead of having a look at all the garbage out there. We could have a look at UFO man stuff if we needed to, I suppose. Nocturnal news hasn't really done much. I think that's about it. Yeah, so if anyone want to come on and talk at all, just say so in the side chat and I'll set it up. Else I'll round up for today. 5 o'clock, so yeah, that's early finish. Late start, early finish. Not getting any response down the side, so it's not looking good. Anything else that anyone want me to look at before we close down? TV Squares was late to the party, was it? Who else was it? Who else do we have up showing? We've had a few other people. At least we're not getting spam anymore, that's good. So yeah, I could put that up here, free for all. It's my little chat room. Unfortunately, I haven't done dial-up numbers properly yet. I have to do that maybe tomorrow. I haven't got around to fixing the number up, but yeah, this is free for all one, is it? Yep, free for all. That's the information there. How to join. you just want to come on and talk at the end. Keep it civil though. Post it here. I'll just hang around a wee bit. So you can do that in Chrome browser on your Windows, and if you're on a phone or a tablet, you can download the app here. Downloads. And all you have to do is say connect to run OT3 for all 1, and I'm not sure if it's case sensitive or not. I think it might be, and you'll be connected. And you can start talking to me right away. If you don't want the camera shown, you can disable it on the software. Let's see if I can bring it up here. You can just click on that to turn off and on, and it just brings up your letter, which is OT CEO for me, which is letter O, and you'll be able to see my desktop in real time too. Okay, so yeah, don't be too shy to come on. We've got UFO stories to tell maybe. And we got probably half an hour we could use up there just to add something on the end. Hey Paul, have you looked at the video going around of the saucer bobbing up and down outside of the plane? Supposedly. I'm pretty sure I have. I've seen lots of those type of videos away. I'm not sure which one you're talking about though. If I give you, let's see, I'll give you moderator rights, and then you can post the link. I assume I can trust you, and you can also help out with any side problems there, spammers. So if you say hello now, you have a spanner next to your name. There you go. He has power, people. Did I close down my alien? I know he's hidden underneath. Get him down here. Yeah, so if you want to just jump on and talk, just go for it. Are these guys on Windows laptops at all? iPads, so you have to download the link to the app, and it takes 5 minutes to install it. I could also do Discord if you want to do Discord instead, although I haven't tested that one for a wee while. Okay, he's going to find something. I thought you guys would have had a lot to say. So, what do you think about Tyler? Are you getting what I'm showing you? Are you just saying I'm jealous? Or are you really seeing the facts now? I don't think he's had any personal experiences like I've had with ghosts, paranormal, and aliens. I haven't seen any UFO up close, but I have seen a suspicious light once going across the sky. Other than that, yeah, I'd love to see a big triangle over the park, or the classic saucer, because it might happen one day. The more I've been in this field, the more I've connected with people that have had experiences, and then I've started having experiences because I've been connected to those people. So it does happen. Here it is, Reddit. I just closed down the browser too. Okay, let's have a look. And you can even call up on your mobile into that app in the corner. And the numbers, like I said, I haven't updated. I've changed it. Let's see, how did I get to it? 3 dots, invite people. Okay, so there's the link. Phone numbers, here we go. Alright, always opens it up on the wrong page. Oh. I'll just shrink that back down. Yeah, so post the link I copied from you first. I read it. I'll come back to that one. And here's the phone numbers if you want to call in on your phone and talk that way, you can as well. It's good having all this flexibility. I'm like a real, podcast. You can do all this thing. So yeah, you can download the app and join the channel here. And if you're in one of these countries, Australia, Canada, Netherlands, France, there's this number there that you can call into the show. I'm not sure if it's free. It doesn't say whether it's free or not. I think it might be. USA one, I'm pretty sure it would be. UK there now. Brazil, Japan, Switzerland. There's no New Zealand though. But yeah. I suppose we'd have to call Australia closest here. No one brave enough? Okay. We can block people that becomes nuisance as well. It's pretty good software, Jitsi, Meet. It's also an app you can download from Google Play. Okay, back to this UFO video then. Is it one we already looked at? Looks familiar. I guess we've got to play it. No sound? Alright. Come on. 100% CGI straight away, come on. Yeah, you're not honestly thinking that's real, are you? Yeah, I think that would be worldwide news. What did they say down in the chat? Doesn't even leave, does it? They stop filming. That's a CGI model you can get. In fact, it doesn't make any sense there. The saucer connects to the top dome, doesn't it? That comes up. So there's like an error in there. Edited. So it seems to... Oh right, it's just off the top of it. Yeah, it looks like one of those typical things you can get online. UFO models. Well, you can just find the images. Just type UFO images and you'll find various models like this one here. Yeah. That you can buy and use in your video projects. And there's no one. Just trying to find the one in question. If it's going to be that easy. That's a common one. That was the one which people said was a frisbee that was thrown off a nearby mountain and went right across the canyon, where the person was taking a picture of the mountain up in Canada. But yeah, it looks like a frisbee of that period back in the 1950s or whatever it was. 70s maybe, I can't remember now. Yeah, so similar to that frisbee one, really, isn't it? Something that the third phase of the moon would do. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen that particular model that you can get. I'm not seeing it at the moment. No. Didn't see it in that list. I suppose we could narrow it down. FX, VFX, FX plugin, whatever you want to call it. Here's a few. And who used to use those quite a lot? Section 51, right? Come on, give us that simple one. It's one of the simplest ones there is. A lot of these elaborate. You can see people making various fake videos of it. Just shows you what's out there. More fakes than ever. Yeah, I'm not sure we could do a pattern match or not. Don't think the video was that good. Have you looked at all the comments? Because sometimes someone has a link to the model. Not real. Definitely not real. This is an old video. I saw it decades ago. Yep, probably. The sound is fake on it. Yeah, the people should be screaming and saying, "Ah, look! Trolls as far as I can see." Super fake. Screaming? Why? I don't think the video is real. That big and clear, and only one person on the plane sees it. Exactly, it's got lots of red flags, right? The fact that this video is only 20 seconds long is enough to make it a hoax, right? Yeah, the guy will be standing up and saying, "Did you see that? Did you see that?" Turning around, looking at the other windows. There's another one right after that on the same channel. It's probably a section 51, probably.
I have no idea. But I've shown it that's in real time, and then slowed down a little bit, and then I've taken some frame grabs so you can see that each end lights up individually. And it kind of goes.
Okay, that looks like a number miler silver balloon. Probably a letter I. It's not very good. But that's a miler balloon, that one. Yeah, I'm not sure what you want from me on this one, guys. But it's fairly obvious that one's a fake, isn't it? Why's not showing up now? Where's the side check gone? Here we got Mick West replied to someone on Twitter about it, and I will try to find his post. Okay. Just want to know if you knew how it was done. Right. Yeah. Several ways it could be done. Let's have a look again. I'll just get a frame. Okay, it could be done. Just adding the videos together. Okay, so in video editor you can actually mask off stuff where the UFO will pass behind, and not sure what that is. Yeah, it looks like a reflection, I guess, at the edge of the window. And it looks like water droplets on the window, or scratches, or little digs. Because what they have is they have like a perspex internal, and they have 2 layers of glass for compression. So in case one cracks, the other one holds the compression of the air in. So yeah, that's probably done in just VGA Vegas. And they filmed this here, maybe got it off another video even, masked out everything around it, and just joined the 2 videos together. Anyone can do that. The other way would be to take a video of someone of an airplane and just make the model themselves through the VFX, which you can buy, and that can then use that as a similar thing to what you can do in the video editors, Vegas Pro, Adobe Premiere, is it? Various ones out there that will do it quite easily. Yeah, I thought maybe someone would have, but that's it. That's all there is on that. So yeah, what did Mick West have to say about it? You can come on voice, you know. Let's scroll down on the other screen. Let's get it tidied up again. Project Blue Book, no. That's actually a fake news or disinformation. Of course, they're working on laser decoys, holographic decoys, but the Project Blue Book, Project Bluebeam, not Project Blue Book. Project Bluebeam was an idea they had to project fake planes in the sky to put fighter pilots off or whatever. And it was some sort of crackpot that's took that idea and said they're going to use it to do Jesus Christ in the air. Project Blue Book. I'm not sure why you talked about Project Blue. Oh, that's your name, is it? No. What part of it is a comment here? Oh, right, Project Blue Book. That makes it, splits it up a bit better than my side thing. I don't think it'll be in Project Blue Book, no. Okay, what's that one? Alien Heads. Alright, I think someone's tried to spam us here. Anyway, Twitter. Oh. I wanted to highlight it, instead it selected it. Now, let me just copy it. Oops. And copy it over here. Yeah, location, time, plane flight. I have to put fake at the top of the list. Is that the same one?
Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Al Thompson has thermal control.
That's not the same one, is it? Alright.
Refrain from smoking in the aisle, the lavatories, and the
I don't think it's the same video, mate.
On today's flight, the smoking room. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Al areas are
Yeah. Again, that would be easy to fake.
Please refrain.
I could show you how to make it simply, you know, but there's no point. We have more people making fakes then. Fair enough, my friend. So yeah, that's not the right one, unless there's another video posted. Not see anything. Oh, well, it looks like no one wants to come on chat, and looks like we're at the end of the material for now. And half an hour's gone by already. Oh, here it is. It's at the top, is it? So, why is he replied with another image? I see what's happened. My very favourite alleged UFO video. I don't know if it's real or not, obviously. They have no clue. As far as I know, it's never been definitely proven either way. There was some really good, great threads about it. Just love watching it. I'm pretty sure someone that's into CAD, making stuff all the time, would know where you purchase that if you're going to do it in CAD. But yeah, there's several ways you can do it. Yeah, I'm not too sure why he put that one there. That makes no sense. But anyway, Mick didn't say much, did he? He's not going to waste his time on it. Is this people all replying to the same video? I hate Twitter, really. The comments are just crazy. Anyway, enough is enough. So yeah, what I do next episode, I don't know. Sky watching is out. Well, it's rained for 4 days apparently. No doubt there'll be more debunks, you know, there'll be more garbage put up that I'll have a comment on. I was hoping to get some people to come in on, at least talking about their stuff, something different, but Yeah, you've lost the opportunity now. I'm just closing it back down. And I will say good night. Alright, he probably made that fake up, did he? Fair enough. Do like and share. More people get educated, the better. That secure team is just ruining things. And yeah, I will do the end credit thing. Let it process and I'll upload it everywhere. It takes a few hours after I've lost the extra work. Good night. Thanks for joining us, guys. Join the Discord, submit things there you want analysed or talked about. Get yourself a headset. Install the apps, ready for next time. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that haven't told their experience because they're a bit scared, but you can be totally anonymous online and tell it. Glad you like the show. Take care on the roads. Until next time, guys. There's more out there to kill you than just the virus. Anyway.